Hello ladies and gents, it's Escape, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about some of the coolest swag strats in speedrunning. Swag strats are pretty much exactly what you'd think they are, and are normally completely unnecessary strats that can add a bit of style to a speedrun. The jury is still out on whether swag strats can save time or not, since if they do, that just technically means they are optimal strats, but I will be including them in the event that they are really impressive and normally not used in runs. I hope you all enjoy. First up are the Generation 1 Pokemon games. After returning the gold teeth to the Warden in the Safari Zone and defeating the gym leader Erica, you now have access to the HM move Strength, which allows you to move boulders. However, if you move up or down one frame after pushing a boulder, the dust cloud will appear in the wrong spot. The community has named this trick Swag Boulder, and it loses 2 frames each time. The same effect also applies to accessing PCs. After pressing A to open the PC, you can turn in any direction while still accessing it.
I don't know.
What? I didn't know you could do that! I may have found something amazing. You can swag PC in Gen 1. You can turn frame, use the PC. I'm not kidding. I never knew you could do that, and I just did it.
Next up is Jak and Daxter, the Precursor legacy. During the boss fight against Klaww, he throws boulders towards Jak. Normally you can just avoid these boulders by moving along the rock platforms, but the developers actually left collision to the tops and bottoms of the boulders, which means with a well-timed jump, it's actually possible to land on them. By then jumping boulder to boulder, you can actually skip waiting for the bridge to be built and running across it. After jumping across all of the available boulders, Jak still won't be close enough to reach the surface, which won't kill him. So in this clip, the speedrunner Bruh uses a trick called Zoom Walk to finish the rest of the distance. Ideally, a speedrunner would then be able to perform a trick called Lava Walk to skip Klaww entirely. For the record, nobody is really sure why Lava Walk works, it just does. But roughly only 20% of the time. Also, unfortunately by not grabbing the blue eco to repair the bridge, the game is put in a state called Drunk Camera, which makes it almost unplayable. It can be death abuse to get rid of, but it will remove any conserved health, which is needed a lot of the time. And boulder hopping probably isn't worth it anyways, since if a speedrunner messes it up, they don't even get to attempt the 20% chance at a Lava Walk. In this next clip, Frazzle Dazzle was in the middle of a Simpsons hit and run speedrun when a glitch occurred. While driving down to the pier, there's a path that is partially blocked by a moving log. This moving log has some funky collision, including a few frames so the right side of the log can send the car flying in the air. Where you get launched is essentially random, and in 99% of cases, will lose time. However, in this case, Frazzle landed out of bounds and respawned at the end of the pier, saving a bit of time. This is the only time this glitch has ever saved time over the traditional route. In the original Spyro trilogy for the PlayStation 1, there exist glitches called proxies, which allow Spyro to reach significant heights. Essentially what occurs during a proxy is that if Spyro is colliding with another hitbox or animation he's not supposed to be inside, the game will push him outwards. This is actually a very fluid technique, as the more precise you are, the higher the proxy will be. There's a really interesting proxy in Spyro 3 and Bentley's Outpost, where you get to play as the Yeti. This one is called Bentley Proxy. About halfway through the escort level, you're supposed to deflect a snowball to hit this gong, which causes a giant snowball to fall and fill out the slope. However, it is possible for Bentley to jump and hit it. This will cause him to be trapped in the snow, which he can simply jump out of. But if you hold back on the stick, the game will proxy Bentley upwards.
Here comes world record proxy.
Yeah. Oh, what? Alright. So you can just go and hit this gong, and you get stuck in the scenery, and then you hold down, and
world record.
That doesn't save time, but it's cool.
The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess has a really interesting swag strat called Brakesliding. Brakesliding is essentially a technique that allows Link to preserve speed for a long time while having low deceleration. There's also extended brakesliding, which is essentially the same thing, but instead Link is moving backwards instead of forwards and has negative speed. The way it works is by holding a specific angle on a stick, also referred to as ESS positioning, in the opposite direction that Link is facing, and L targeting on the same frame. This allows Link to move forward while slowly decelerating, which is particularly useful when using the speeds from the Wolf and Epona. Extended brakesliding is my personal favorite though, and technically can be used to save time because it allows Link to travel up slopes faster, since going up a slope raises negative speed, and that's the same speed that's used for extended brakesliding. In Super Mario 64, there's a star called Blast to the Stone Pillar in Jolly Roger Bay. The intended way of reaching the star is to use a cannon to blast to the ledge where it's located. However, there's a few different ways to reach the star without the use of the cannon. The first way involves making your way to the ship, where speedrunners usually collect the last coins for the 100 coin and 8 red coin stars. By executing 2 long jumps off the ship, one for height and one for speed, and then getting a precise angle, and by timing a very precise wall kick, you can make it to the ledge and get the star. Another way involves walking up a stalagmite and then performing a wall jump to reach the ledge. This is called frame walking, and a variation of this method can be used with third-party box-shaped controllers normally used for fighting games like Smash. You're able to get a near consistent setup with them, since walking up a stalagmite requires an incredibly specific angle, combined with button mashing, which is incredibly difficult to perform when using a standard N64 or Hori controller. Siglemik was able to pull off this cannonless trick with a box controller in a 120 star race at PACE 2019.
He actually had to get like a special adapter to use it on a real N64. Ooh, look at him, here he goes, Cheese going digging under the ring for the extra special WWE mystery item. There you go.
Oh boy.
And pulling it out. Let's see what he's got.
Oh, the long jump not coming out.
The second long jump, that angle looks so good too.
Wow. He actually went for it.
And so those familiar with the Smashbox, or if you've heard of it, it's basically like a fight stick setup. Siglemik has whipped it out, and he's got a nunchuck plugged in as well.
There he goes. Here he goes.
A different method of cannonless.
Mashing on the... And he's made it.
Oh, he's in there. He's in there. So that is only possible on that Smashbox. The button he was mashing was up on control stick. You cannot do that on a normal control stick.
He's going for Jeremy Cannonless again, though. I will say this is definitely harder than what's...
It's not uncommon to see stunts performed in the Grand Theft Auto series during speedruns. There's so many ramps to jump off of, and a lot of fun tricks to perform. In this Grand Theft Auto 5 clip, the runner actually talks about doing a stunt live in the speedrun, and needless to say, he nailed it.
Oh! Clip. Dude.
The main category for speedrunning in Kirby Air Ride is to complete the time attacks of all 9 air mode racetracks consecutively with any vehicle. There's speed tech in the game known as the spin dash glitch or swag dash. By using the wheelie scooter, you can gain speed by coming into contact with walls or corners on the tracks. Flat walls can be complicated to perform the swag dash on because you have to quickly face the wall and then face forward again immediately without losing speed during the transition time. In all of Air Ride mode, there are only 3 places you can die, which will occur if you release late on the inputs. Swag dashing saves about a second each time it's performed, but the risk is high. Even though this trick is risk for reward, it looks awesome when executed successfully.
Basically, if I fail this, if I release a little late, I will die. And look at that.
Nice.
Dude.
Awesome.
So I'm going to try that for all 3 laps. I'm supposed to like press A and get a random power up. But, wow.
Nice.
All right, dude. That's good. That bird and, oh, here we go. All right, that's fine.
All right.
I didn't fail it. All right, cool.
In 007 Nightfire, there's a fight in the beginning where you need to take down a helicopter with a rocket launcher. So obviously the goal would be to shoot it enough times and take it down the intended way. Now, what would happen if you ran out of rockets? By damaging the helicopter just enough with rockets, it's possible to take it down with just 1 pistol shot.
I think that rocket missed. Yeah, it did. Last rocket. What? Did you see that? Oh, I shot it. I finished it with a pistol shot.
Super Mario Sunshine has loads of cool tricks and strategies that can be performed in the middle of a speedrun. However, there's one strat that only Samurai Man performs in live speedruns. It's called Task Seal. It's basically a much faster way to get the Noki Bay 4 Shine Sprite. The strat is considered to be task only because of how difficult it is to perform, and also adding in the fact that Noki Bay takes place towards the end of a speedrun. You're basically gambling to save time. However, when performed successfully, it's amazing to see how specific the movement and camera angling is. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like as it's the best way to show support. Huge thanks to Bescape for helping me out with this video, and if you guys enjoy it, we might turn it into a regular series. So if you have any strats you think should be featured, feel free to comment below, or DM me or Bescape on either Twitter or Discord. Anyways guys, that's all I have to say. Subscribe for more speedrunning related content, and as always, I hope you all have a beautiful life.
For love to ever last.
Remember me? I know it's been a minute. I used to drive 2 hours just to see you in my Civic. I think you knew before I did that loving you was